Hi everybody, so I am back. It's been a while since I've filmed a video. My camera broke and it took a while to get repaired. I was actually going to buy a new one and then this one ended up repaired, which will save me a little bit of money to buy more books because October is a massive month for books. There are so many books coming out that look absolutely amazing. There's books in series, new books, debut authors, just a little bit of everything. It's going to be a very expensive month for any of us readers. Today I am filming my September wrap-up video and my October to-be read list. So I have The Essence by Kimberly Derting, and this is the second book in the Pledge series. This was on my list of series that I want to complete before the end of the year. This is book 2. I still have to read The Offering, which I am going to be doing this month. This one I gave 3 stars. This series isn't blowing me away as much as I would have hoped. I'm finding it kind of predictable. And Positive by Paige Rawl, I think is how you pronounce her last name, and I gave this one 5 stars. This is actually a biography, and it completely destroyed my faith in humanity and then kind of built it back up. What this girl went through was just absolutely horrifying, and people suck. Is pretty much the only thing I can say. People can suck. Learning Not to Drown by Shonida was also 3 stars. This is another one it was an interesting concept and I really enjoyed the main character, but I had a really hard time getting drawn into it. The Art of Getting Stared At by Langston, and I gave this one 4 stars. This one hit a few personal feels because the main character has alopecia and I have a sister who actually has alopecia, so there was a lot of similarities between her and my sister that I could see. I finally read The Darkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken and I gave it 4 stars. It was really good, very action-packed. I really liked all the characters. I am very nervous to get into the next book, which is Never Fade, and the last book, In the Afterlight, I believe it's called, comes out at the end of this month. And it's just, I have a feeling this series could end up destroying me. Stray by Elissa Sussman, I think is how you pronounce the last name, and I gave this one 3.5 stars. I really liked the concept and I really liked the main character. I found it a little bit predictable at times. I was able to predict who the bad people were in the book and some of the twists, but there's a recipe in this book. They call it Fairy Godher Bookbinder bread, and it sounds absolutely delicious. Exquisite Captive by Demetrios, and I gave this one 4.5 stars. This is her second book that's out this year. She came out with Something Real earlier in the year, and I absolutely loved that one, and I absolutely love this one as well. The world building, the main character, just the entire book was so well put together that I cannot wait until the next couple of books in this series. And then the next 3 books are all a series and they were all 3 stars. Got the manga versions of the Infernal Devices series, Clockwork Angel, Clockwork Prince, and Clockwork Princess, and they were still enjoyable. I could still follow the storyline, but I think that I am more of a regular book type of person than a graphic novel or manga type person, so I didn't enjoy them as much as the original series. I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson. I gave this one 3.5 stars. I enjoyed it. I think that I've seen a lot of hype about it, so I was expecting to be absolutely blown away. I think I went into it with my expectations so high, so I might try rereading it at a later time to see if maybe I enjoyed it a little bit more. The Fires of Calderon. This is the first book in the Balance Keepers series by Lindsay Cummings. The author Lindsay Cummings has a teen series that came out earlier this year, The Murder Complex. This one is definitely middle grade. The characters are all 11 years old. I really enjoyed it. I ended up giving it 4 stars. I really enjoyed the world and the characters, and I'm really excited to see where this series goes. Poisoned Apples by Christine Heppermann, I think is how you pronounce the last name, and I gave this one 3 stars. It's a very short book. It almost looks more like a novella. It is a collection of poems that are based off of fairy tales. I liked some of the poems a lot more than others. Some of them were just a little confusing, but some of them were a little bit eye-opening to different ways you could look at the fairy tales that they were based off of. Blackbird by Carey, and I gave this one 3.5 stars. It took me a little while to get into this book because it's all written in second person, so instead of I did this or she did this, we get you did this, you did that, you're running away, and because of that it took me a long time to actually connect with the character. Because Kiss of Broken Glass by Madeleine Kuderick, I think is how you pronounce the name, and I gave this one 3.5 stars. This one is written in the verse style, so similar to Ellen Hopkins. It was really raw and very realistic, and also very short. It's under 300 pages, so it's very easy to read all in one night. Love and Other Unknown Variables by Shannon Alexandra, and I gave this one 5 stars. I absolutely fell in love with the main character, Charlie. It was told all within a male point of view. There's a lot of math involved. He and his friends go to a special school that focuses more on the math and the science instead of writing and the arts. Heartbreaking moments of the book, there's cute moments in the book, there's some moments that just have you laughing out loud, so it was a really good read. Snow Like Ashes by Sara Raasch. I'm not quite sure how you pronounce her last name. I gave this one 4 stars. I really liked the main character, and the world building was absolutely great. Between by Megan Whitmer, and I also gave this one 4 stars, and it was another one where I really liked the main character and the world building. I really liked the spin on the paranormal world, and the main character's voice was very sarcastic sometimes and playful and just really fun to read. So those are all the books that I ended up reading in September. I'm hoping to read a lot in October because there's so many releases coming out, and if I want to stay on top of things, it's going to have to be a month of reading. So the ones that I'm definitely planning on reading, Fall by Bethany Griffin, and this one is a retelling of the Fall of the House of Usher by Edgar Allan Poe, so it seems like it's going to be really good for Halloween. Lies We Tell Ourselves by Robin Talley, and Endlessly by Kirsten White, and this is the last book in the Paranormal series, which is also on my list of series that I wanted to read before the end of the year. So Grave Mercy by Robin Lefevers, I think is how you pronounce her last name. So this one is the one I'm currently reading. It is very long. It looks like it's 500 or more pages. But so far it is really interesting. Asylum by Madeleine Rue. So this one is also very creepy, so it seems like it'd be very good to read for Halloween. There's pictures that look kind of creepy in it as well. So all these old asylum pictures. I might not be sleeping after reading this book. So that's all for this video, and I will hopefully have another video up very soon. I'll see everybody next.